Hey, what's good, Aries? You don't have to be an Aries sun sign for the messages. You have an Aries anywhere in your chart. This is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everyone. Not all parts is going to resonate with everyone. It's all good. Use your discernment throughout the whole reading so you're not freaking out and taking on shit that's not for you or not yours, not your energy or whatever. Also, yeah, you can be a villain or you can be the villain in your own reading. So not all Aries is out here doing good to people, doing good things, nice things, or not necessarily nice, just they're not always out here being saints. Not saying that we're always going to be saints 25/8, but you know. Let's get it. I had to redo your reading because last night shit was like, the connection was choppy, it was trash. So I threw it away. It wasn't like, it just wasn't acting right. So here we are. Anyways, let's go ahead and see what's going on. Shall we? Every time you turn around, there's some type of update. Alright, what's good for Aries? Aries placements, my bad, not just Aries. I wanted to continue from that last reading because it was a lot I was getting, but I couldn't even finish the reading because the shit was so choppy and it kept pausing and it just kept doing a lot of shit, so I ended up not finishing it. I was like, fuck it. Maybe that's interesting. This is for different people already. It's different people. Give me a second. My bad. This is for different people. This whole reading. Meaning it's like probably for like 3 different type of situations is what I mean. There is an energy here. I mean, this could be vice versa as well, or whatever the case may be. But there's an energy here of could be you, somebody else, whatever. For some of you guys, it's somebody you have a child with. For some of you guys, this is someone who is childish or just draining, to say the least. Doesn't have to be that deep. Could be moody. Could be you be dealing with a Pisces, or this can be you. Doesn't matter. I don't like all this reversal shit. I mean, your card that came out for you is not reversed, but all the cards on the bottom of the deck going back a good bit between Impotent Lover and the card that came out for you is reversed. Impotent Lover is not. It's upright, which you just got this reversed last night. So there is intense feelings here. There is attraction physically, mentally, emotionally, etc. This beauty here, is luxury here. You could be, I'm getting like Aries, Taurus cuspers and Pisces, Aries cuspers. That doesn't mean anything. But it's something about yeah, this is I don't really care much for this, but it is whatever. I'm gonna read it anyways. Okay, so for you, you have the energy here of being a truth teller. You could be it's like you're not missing out on anything. You're not in lack of anything. You're very much so, I guess if you want to say abundant, there's that. You can be a wise person, weaver here, you know, dream weaver I'm also getting to, but a wise person, you know, tough, you're not perfect. I don't know Aries that will sit here and be like, yeah, I'm perfect. I don't know, not a one. I mean, unless it's a man, I wouldn't know because they're a different species. But I haven't met a Aries that's like, yeah, I'm just so perfect and, you know, I can do no wrong, you know. So I feel like that's what makes you tough for whomever this is for. Man or woman, doesn't matter. You can be a life path 9 or 7. You can be born in 97. You can be born in 79. You don't have to. You can be a life path 6, 6, 1, 7, or 9. You don't have to. This is, you know, doesn't matter what it is. However, there is an energy here of contentment and not like contempt. Content. Somebody here is not, they don't fear missing out on anything. I mean, having the wise energy here means that you kind of know what it is that, like, you know that you're good no matter what. You know that you have the ability to get what it is you're looking for, whatever that may be. You don't really have, you're not fearful of what if. I mean, maybe you have been before, maybe certain things, but in whatever this is, you don't. But the fact that we have Redeemer in reverse at the bottom of the deck, that's the main card. This is like also energy of someone using like guilt maybe to convince people to change, like shame on you, whatever. I don't know if that's what you're doing. I don't know if you are guilt tripping people into changing. I mean, we all have done shit, you know, whatever. I don't know anybody who would guilt somebody into changing unless you are feeling a certain type of way about something that you've done. And you know how some people are, you know how it is when people are like, you know, people are like, oh, Catholics, they kind of, not saying literally, but you know, like people will be like, oh yeah, Catholics, they make you feel some type of way, like when you do things that are naughty or do things that are bad or perceived bad or naughty. Oh well, it's like putting them in front of a room full of people and stripping them of their whatever to make them feel some type of way about why they did something or who they are, just by making maybe a simple mistake, or just you know, being a human being who fucks up at times, or not always correct, or whatever the case may be, which, you know, it is what it is. I'm not always getting it right, etc., etc. um how that can kind of affect somebody when it comes to how they grow as a person, and any relationship, any type of relationships that they um, carry from there on out, no matter what the relationship is. So that can make somebody feel as if, well, if I'm always perfect and I never do this and I never do that, there leaves no room for somebody to see any flaws. It leaves no room for somebody to say anything about me because I have everything on lockdown. That's bullshit. So this could be you, you know, whatever the case may be. This could be you that may feel as if, um, because you are imperfect, you can call people out on their flaws without addressing your own, which is odd. Like I said, I know Aries men and women, they're both different. And then on top of that, they're still different because even if it's a woman Aries, all women Aries didn't grow up the same. Same for Aries men. So just because Aries men and Aries women are different species, not all Aries men are all the same within the Aries men, and not all Aries women are the same within the Aries women. So I can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, all Aries women are they're all so truth telling and wise and shit, and all the men are no, not at all. You got Aries men that are definitely different than the next Aries man, and you got Aries women that are definitely different than the next. So I've seen that through and through. That's why I feel like it's when I don't know why people get all like confused when, say, you're talking to somebody, you're dealing with them, whatever, and after a while they ask you, oh, what's your sign, and you tell them what your sign is, and they're, especially if they don't really know much about like rising moons and placements and blah blah blah, you tell them what your sign is, they're like, really? Oh my god, all Aries are this, that, and the third. My Aries best friend is just crazy, and they're off the chain and just off the wall, and they're in and out of jail, and and you just be like, so what is that? After you get to know me, before you know what my sign is, how does that relate to, you know, how does that relate to the Aries that you know? You know what I mean? It really, it throws people off, and they try to figure out like, how are you not like that? So what's wrong with you, or what's not wrong with you? How are you not an Aries that's popping off left and right? Are you like red? You know, you're ready to fight, you're down for whatever, all this other shit. Not all Aries is like that. I don't know all Aries females that's like that whatsoever. I met a good bit of them that are like that. But I met a good bit of them that are quite reserved, chill. People may even say they're boring because they may have a lot of earth in their chart or something. You may meet a lot of Aries females who, or men, whatever, who are they're Aries, but they may have Aries placements where shit like that can get really, really real, really fast. And maybe they have a shit ton of Aries in their chart. They can have more fire in their chart that makes it not easy to deal with them. Or they just got a lot of Aries in a lot of placements. Some Aries don't have a lot of Aries in a lot of placements. They may just have Aries Sun and have a whole bunch of all the other placements are air and water and whatever. So it's very just to be like, oh yeah, all Aries, like, well, how are you Aries and all my Aries females or whatever is like this, and all my Aries, you know, it's just that's the thing though. Not everybody's the same. We should all know this. You can easily be an Aries that you're more cool, calm, relaxed, laid back, whatever. Maybe you're chill. Maybe you don't pop off easily. You can have, like I said, some of you guys may have a lot of Earth in your chart. Could be a lot of Capricorn, could be a lot of Taurus, could be a lot of Virgo. Who knows? You may have a calming fire where it's like that chimney. It's cold as fuck. Got the the fireplace going, and it's crackling and burning because it's finally cozy and warm. That type of shit where at any given time something snap, crackle, and pop. Any given time something can pop in that fucking chimney and light a fire and the whole house catch on fire. So it's like, then that's where that Aries energy actually come out, or that passion or that fiery side where they snap or whatever the case may be. And some people aren't ready for that type of shit. They may, so it's like it's levels to things, and people who feel, it's levels to things. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But this can also be a situation where you can be dealing with a life path 5, 8, or 3, 4, or 1. You may be dealing with a life path that's like that may be different. Where they don't know how to get someone to abide by unless they make them feel some type of way about themselves, whatever that means. It really depends on the situation. Been there, done that, whatever. This could be somebody who's high on faith, heavily religious. This could be you. I don't know. However, I don't know if somebody lacks identity outside of religion, outside of whoever they put their faith in. I mean, this could be you as well. Maybe you grew up like this. I don't know. But seeing that, and then the next card behind it on the bottom of the deck being a child in reverse, the same energy of having tantrums, being like moody, dependent, maybe overly dependent, ignorant to the fact, maybe naive. But this could be like your shadow side. And like I said, and a lot of people don't like showing their shadow side. I say this a lot because the shadow side is very, I'm not gonna say scary. The shadow side is very much so, people get like just afraid of shit like that. Like, oh my God, somebody wants to see how I really am, or how I really get down, or the type of shit that I'm on, or the type of shit that I do. They may not like me, they may run away, etc. All that bullshit. However, it is a part of people. You, me, whomever. And it's not something to be afraid of. It's something to be worked on and worked with. Some things can be worked on to change if you really want to, if you really try, or trying, or whatever. And then some things you may not be able to change, but you may be able to show without being like afraid to show it. And then some situations, or sometimes you work with it. I feel like if you aren't able to change it, at least work with it. That's what I feel like this is about. So some of you guys, you may not be able to change things about yourself, but you work with it. So I feel like this is your shadow side or shadow self, or somebody else's. They're not able to change it, but they can work with it. You know, with a Sag, you know, with a Cancer, you know, with a Pisces. You know, with a Jimmy Cancer as well. You may be dealing with someone who is, or this is you, whatever, that may be considered, I'm not going to say weak, but somebody who is not, this could be you as well, that's just not like, you're not afraid of the things that can go on, the things that can go wrong, the things that happens, because that's just how life is. Shit happens, and you just, I will say, adjust to it. It's shit like that where you may not be afraid of like what's next to come. It's like you're enjoying the world. Maybe people feel like, oh, you're being naive, Aries. You're being like They can feel like you're being naive, but you appreciate challenges because it helps something within you, or vice versa, whatever the case may be. And this may help with your independence. People may not understand this about you. They may look at you like, oh, that person's weak. Because they're nice, and they're so naive and just don't understand, don't think the world is. But that's the thing, though. That's what people look at the fool like that. Like, oh, they're just so naive and just they're just gonna leap off the cliff, and just whatever happens, and people feel as if that something's wrong with that. Like, oh, you just live in the world of daydreaming and wonders and fantasy shit, and it's some people do, or fairy tale shit. And I don't feel like that's what this is when it comes to you. I feel like this is how you have learned to gain your independence, no matter what that is. But let's get back to this shadow side shit. You might definitely, this is somebody else, whatever. It seems like you take accountability of your wrongdoings. You may have people around you that do not. Instead of take accountability of their wrongdoings, they may turn that around on you, or vice versa. I don't know who I'm talking to just yet. And there could be people who are afraid to accept themselves, especially if you're being a mirror, but accept themselves, the good, the bad, the ugly, and use that as a challenge to grow for themselves. Not necessarily, growth doesn't matter how the growth goes. You grow, you learn shit, you use it for self-improvement, you use it for improvement of other things, areas of life in your life as time goes on, as you age, etc., etc. It's not like a one-stop shop. So you could be dealing with a Taurus, or you could have Taurus in your chart. Stubbornness is here. I don't know if this is how you are when you don't get your way, or this is your child. Doesn't have to be. However, I feel like this is an energy of someone possibly being inauthentic because they're afraid to look a certain way to people, especially if they consider themselves holier than thou. And I gotta do that because it's not necessary, because I don't know entirely if that's what it is. That's why I do the, because it can be anything. It may not be that deep or whatever, so I had to put up the quotes for it. But somebody's not holier than thou. Maybe somebody's understanding. Maybe somebody's realizing that. I'm not. Maybe this could be you that's realizing or understanding your shadow self, as far as like you're not better than, you're not holier than this person just because you go to church every weekend, or you do this, you do that, you blah 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 blah. I work for the homeless, or I feed the needy, or whatever the case may be. Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that doesn't mean you're better than other people. I don't give a fuck who you are. It's plenty of people who do things like that and have to show it off, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. If you want to show off, the things you do for people, fine. Some people do it to get things in return, like, even if it's just energy. People seeing that, oh, you're just such a good Samaritan, you're such a kind-hearted, whatever. But it's about the shit that you do behind the scenes when people don't see. It's about the shit that you do that people cannot see, and they cannot acknowledge because they weren't there. You were there, and that person was there. You were there, and X, Y, and Z was there, and only those people and whomever watches you sees that. Not the shit that's getting pronounced to the world, etc., etc. So I don't know if somebody's trying to make you feel like you're not, because you don't express, or whomever, vice versa, express that I do this, I do that, I'm just such a good person, blah, 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 blah. That means that you must not be doing anything good and right and kind and genuine to others behind closed doors, even when everybody else is not watching. Somebody's watching, though, usually. Somebody definitely could use what some network or some media, whatever, that they have for self-serving purposes. Again, i.e. going back to, oh well, I'm so we're not going to use religion entirely, even though it's here. I'm so spiritual, or I'm so whatever the fuck. Um, Watch me lay hands on people and bless, just let me. No, I'm not gonna go that far, but this can easily be energy of I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. I gotta announce the things I want to do for somebody, the things I'm trying to do for people, so that people can see how good of a person I am. You can never say that Aries or whatever, whomever this is for, you can never say that whomever isn't a good person, or I didn't do right, or it's like, I don't know if somebody's doing this because they want to convince themselves that if they do these things they're going to get into heaven, because I don't know if somebody had some past shit that they've done that just, they don't want to be looked at or looked down upon like they're a bad person, or like they've sinned so much. I don't know why that matters to someone so much, but that's for someone. And then in another instance, or another whole situation, it can just be a person who, somebody who has to let other people know, like, look how good of a person I am because I'm doing this and that and the third for other people. Nothing wrong with that. However, deep down, what is it really about? Like, who are you trying to convince of, and why? Like, is it a reason to do these things, or is it just for self-awareness? Are you doing it so that you're kind of encouraging other people to do the same thing, or are you doing it so people can see that you're just like, what's really going on? Because somebody's doing it for self-serving purposes. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be funny. I don't care. This is also an energy of name dropping. Like, oh yeah, well, I'm doing this, that, and the third with such and such, because it's just like, what is the real reason behind this? Because a wise person would know not to do things for self-serving purposes in order to have genuine connections with people, or genuine connections, period. In just in situations in general. It's like a group of people talking, and somebody's constantly talking about who all they know, and the people that they all helped, and the people that they all done this, that, and third for, and we've done this and we've done that, and I've done this for this person and that for this person. Oh yeah, I know that person and that celebrity. Oh yeah, I know them too. I helped them with in Timbuktu doing. It's like, okay, but are these genuine connections? Is this like a thing where you are like, what have you learned from off of this, or is this something that you like to have? This reminds me of, if anybody's seen this show, Parks and Rec. I bring up a lot of different shows, and a lot of them comes up a lot because in these shows is different characters, and all of them have like heavy personality traits that relates to so many different people, because it was like realistic, really realistic. And for this one in particular, I'm gonna say Parks and Rec. This is like it's like, I think this is like in the beginning. I think it's season 1, maybe season 2. I forgot, but this is like in the beginning when Leslie started dating some dude. I forgot his name, but she was trying so hard to get this dude to be interested in her. And after a while, Ron, which was Leslie's like right hand, like he was solid. He's a Taurus in the show, by the way, but I feel like he was solid. He was loyal, all these things. After a while, I think Ron had pointed out to Leslie that this dude, because all he did was really like take stories from other people's lives, and all the these people that was around Leslie, all her friends and stuff. It was like he took all these stories from all these people just to be able to share with others, like name drop the shit I was talking about, to share with others and say like, oh yeah, it's like energy harvesting almost, but to not necessarily make his life important, but to have a personality or identity of his own. Ron noticed that and pointed that out to Leslie, as a good friend that Ron is, pointed that out to Leslie, like, yeah, that guy is I forgot what he called him. But he said that dude is I forgot what he called them, but it was a word, and it pretty much meant that that type of person, that type of person, character, man, pretty much goes around building relationships with people just to just to know what other people, like their story and how they became this, that, and third, just to have stories to tell other people to make himself interesting. Simple as that. As simple as that. But it doesn't, I mean, I don't know if this is you or not or whatever, but it's not, it doesn't have to be that deep, but this is kind of the energy that I'm getting. Does it matter? Not necessarily. At the same time, it's all about, is somebody building genuine connections with people, or is this one of those things where somebody's just going and taking from everybody and using that to build a personality for themselves, but not knowing deep down the person, that like who the person actually is, shit like that. This could be a situation that you're dealing with, and I don't know how deep that goes. So let's go and get in the tarot, because I know people are probably like, what the fuck? If they've been watching, to be completely honest, I haven't even been paying attention. It is a weekend, it is like holidays and shit like that. People are probably still with their people and family and blah, 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 blah. So, and on top of that, I'm not like on some upper shit where I'm like so hyped and whatnot. I'm not about to bring a bunch of energy and just for motherfuckers to drain that shit. I'm gonna come here with, I'm gonna match the energy of what's going on and go from there. Doesn't mean that I'm not high energy. I did have coffee earlier, which I don't do. That shit just fucking, I can't stand drinking coffee like that. I don't do it too often. But the shit is making me crash. Not that I don't have the energy, I'm just like, I like to preserve my energy for other shit. So I'm not going to go all heavy on here and be drained as fuck. But your high energy, your light, or your high energy could really drain others, maybe. Maybe because it's too bright. Who may be in need of light. I don't know what that means. I mean, I do, but whatever. So what's up with this Libra? Because, you know, back to what I was pretty much just saying, the same situation, but if I go back, am I on the right thing? I just want to make sure, because I want to make sure I'm not tripping. I should be. It shouldn't be on anything different. Let me make sure. Yeah. Okay. It kind of reminds me of, damn, I forgot what I was going to say. It was about to be another example. Yeah, it was about to be another example, but the example was very much so clear to me at least. Oh yeah, this reminds me of like also what's Dexter, the first show when it first came on, but I don't know what season it was, but it was whenever he was pretty much after Arthur, I think that's what his name was. He was a dude that he had a family, he had a wife, had kids. He was such a pillar in the community. He was here, he was there, he was helping out people do this, he was helping the needy, he was just everywhere. He was so-called a humanitarian, but really he was a freaking a serial killer for years that people didn't know about. And the only person, Dexter was the only person that caught on to any of that. He was like, he was real fucking wicked. And it was the same thing. It's like, just because people go out here and pretend to be a humanitarian, they pretend to be noble and, you know, they're just an upstanding citizen of society, they do this, they do that, does not necessarily mean that they're a good person. And I'm not saying that people are or aren't in this situation, but for somebody it could be something like that as well, where someone is, they have to show how much they so-called care about other people, in a sense of like they go too far out of their way to be everywhere and to like make sure everybody know that they do this, they do that for other people. Not saying that's entirely what's going on with you, you know. In order, it's like for self-serving purposes though. Mind you, this guy, he was doing all those things. What's good? Door to door. He was doing all those things. However, this guy was an actual serial killer though for years. So he wasn't a good person. However, he was always at the soup kitchen helping people. He was always at the baseball games for the minor, you know, the little league, and doing all these things. And everybody's like, oh, Arthur is just so this. He was building homes for the homeless and all these different fucking things. Meanwhile, he was the most treacherous person ever. He was mean as shit, evil. He was a serial killer. And don't forget, what you call Dexter was more of like a killing the people who were actually bad, and Dexter didn't deem himself as bad himself. You know, he figured he was doing the world good by getting rid of the people who were bad. So you understand how that goes. You know, somebody could just be watching Dexter and shit, but this would be going all the way back to the beginning, like his, you know, the original Dexter. But anyways, that's pretty much what I'm getting. The same type of energy. It doesn't have to be literally like that, but that's what I'm getting for someone. But that whole shame on you for being X, Y, and Z, because I'm so perfect and I'm so this and that, which doesn't make any sense, especially not with Weaver here, because that is imperfectly perfect. Unless somebody, this is who they are, but they shame other people for being flawed as well. That doesn't, you know, that's kind of odd, but hey, it is what it is. You be dealing with an air sign or someone who got heavy air in their chart. It's got Libra, but it doesn't matter. You be a life path 4, 3, 7. You can be 34, 43. You don't have to. I just got in this too. But waterfall is here with overflowing. Yeah, abundance. Exactly. See, this is I was just talking about this though. Abundance shit. You have an abundance of like, I don't know, just when it comes to the what ifs and fear of missing out and all, like, that's something that you don't think about. Oh well, it's kind of what I'm getting off of this. It's like, if it doesn't happen, I'm still going to remain like this, you know, because I know the good things are coming, or I know that I'm not a bad person, or I know that I have good things headed my way no matter what the case is. Shit like that. You know that something will bring rewards in the end. I'm not saying you're pretending to be good or you're trying so hard to be good so that you get rewarded. No, this is just you allowing things to flow how it flows and being good in the process, no matter what, like doing the best you can, whatever that means. You know your own intentions, and whoever the fuck is looking out over you or whatever, they know your intentions. They know your pure intentions. So you don't really have to try so hard to be in people's faces and tell, oh, look what I'm doing for the homeless, look what I'm doing for, and these got people who do shit like that to impress others. I don't think you're trying to impress any fucking body. But you being a truth teller, and you have people who instead use guilt to get people to change, is a different story. Which I don't know how deep that goes. It doesn't have to go that deep. But with the overflow of abundance here, chasing after something, this can also be this could be an emotional release. Some of you guys, you've been tough for too long. I'm not saying that you don't need to remain being tough. But this is you releasing something because something Good is coming in. This is like fulfillment. You letting something go brings in something way better. Same thing. The fear of missing out. You're not fearing. You don't fear missing out on nothing because you know the best is yet to come. If that's not the best, then the best is yet to come. No matter what happens. So you don't fear missing out. This is like you letting something go, releasing something, and knowing that whatever the best is yet to come is right around the corner. Maybe not necessarily right around the corner, but it's like an overflowing of abundance when it comes to what you get. This is like real magical. Or what you can get due to your good deeds, whatever that means. This is the shit that's going on behind the scenes that nobody sees. This is something that's not televised, is not broadcasted, is not being like put on a fucking flat screen, a big screen, a freaking what's those things called? A projector or a billboard, like shit like that. This is interesting. April could be significant. March could be significant. July, I'm always getting that. July is heavily significant. September is significant. That's heavy for somebody. And like I said, like you know your own intentions, pure or not, you know your own intentions, and whoever is watching over you know yours, you know your intentions as well. So if you know you're doing things out of a pure heart or whatever the case may be, you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to worry about. I don't care what it is. You have nothing to worry about. But if it's the energy of like using guilt, you know, using faith, using religion, because people do shit like that too, you know, where they use their religion or some shit like that to kind of like make people like, oh, well, God wouldn't like that. It's like, well, you're not God, so don't tell me what God would like or dislike within what I do with my life. Although, yes, some things, yeah, you don't want to be out here just doing diabolical shit and be like, yeah, well, God is gonna, you can't judge that. Yeah, people can. I mean, that doesn't mean, it really depends on the intention, like I said. So if you're out here doing diabolical, crazy ass shit, and you're like, don't judge me, only God can, well, you're like, come on now. So it's understandable. However, if your intentions were pure, you wouldn't really need to sit here and use religion as a way to cope with the fact that you're not doing what you're not necessarily, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, but you're not living in authenticity or something. Because I don't understand how somebody can be holier than thou but have flaws themselves. That's real. It's like very, not backwards. I'm not saying this could be you. Maybe you feel like you're holier than thou but you got flaws yourself. Everybody got flaws, but I guess it's there's always a limit. I mean, maybe somebody feels like this about you. Maybe they feel like, oh, so you think you're better than everybody else, but you don't feel like that. Or the Weaver wouldn't be here. This shit wouldn't be upright if you felt like that. You don't. Meaning, like, your intentions, whatever the fuck it is, like, how you feel about things, how you go about things, what you respond to, what it is that you are receptive to, what it is that you are privy to. It's like, apparently that shit's not coming from a bad place if you're getting the Weaver upright. So this is just how people are seeing you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what it's like. That's the thing, though. Just because people see you as a certain way doesn't mean that's what it is. Just because somebody feels like, oh, you think you're better than you. Did you say that though, Aries? Did you ever sit here and say that you're better than? Because this says you did not. You never sit here and said, oh yeah, I'm better than. You just sat here and was just like, you're just telling the truth. Seems like you were just being a truth teller. You were just keeping it real. I mean. You're not holier than thou. I don't know if you are all la God, I'm better than, but you are imperfectly perfect. That doesn't make sense. Unless you're really contradicting or some other shit like that. This could be other people that's overly dependent on, I don't fucking know. Doesn't matter. I would rather have genuine connections than just have a bunch of connections with people and I don't really like them. I'm just using them or whatever the case may be. If you don't really fuck with somebody, why would you fuck with them? Right? So if you're fucking with somebody, then they'll know that, you know, that's a genuine connection. You know, you cool with them. If you're not fucking with somebody, why be around them? Why fuck with them? Then that's not a genuine connection. You're just like, you know, or whatever. You know, why would somebody be around you, Aries, if they don't fuck with you? Apparently that's not a genuine connection. So why are they there? Why are they even like in your space? You know, it's like, why would two people say they're friends when they're really not friends? They really don't fuck with each other. That's a disingenuine connection. What's the point? In any relationship, any type of relationship whatsoever. Now you can coexist for sure. However, you know where the boundaries are. If it's just coexisting, I don't give a fuck if it's friends, neighbors, family, lovers, whatever. It's like, if you know that you and this person, you know, there's boundaries in place, because yeah, we can coexist, we're cool, but I'm not like, we're not on that type of level, because the connection is not genuine. Because genuine connections, you don't shame people or guilt trip them into doing or changing into what you want them to be or whatever. Like, I've been here before too, but that's the thing though. With this Weaver card, I don't feel like this is an energy of you. Like, this is like your intentions are pure, because Truth Teller is here. If your intentions wasn't pure, this shit wouldn't even be upright, first and foremost. If your intentions wasn't clear, sorry, not clear. If your intentions wasn't pure, then this wouldn't be upright here. You would be fear of missing out. This is kind of like, if somebody's not changing, so if somebody's not doing, you know, changing or doing this, doing that, because I'm guilting them and making them feel bad for whatever. If that doesn't work, then what's going to happen? Like, am I going to miss them? Am I going to miss out on? It's like that right there. This will be reversed, because reverse, this is like using your knowledge or lack thereof to control others in order to get them to change. However, you're not living in your authenticity. So how the fuck you know, that's what I'm trying to get to. It's like, if you're leading by manipulation and doing this, down the third, this shit would be reversed. It came out upright. You're not doing those things because your intentions are fucking pure. No matter what it is you're doing. You know how people can easily be like, yeah, that person's evil. Okay, what makes them evil? Well, you know, they don't like my music. They don't like the type of music I listen to. Okay, so this is a problem. Why? So somebody's evil because they don't like the music you listen to. Okay, wouldn't that just be like, you know, a difference of opinion? Like, you know, your opinion is you like this, and this person's opinion is like, well, I don't like it, then that's just it. Like, y'all just don't like the same music. Can that just not be what it is? No, something's wrong with that person. Like, they should like what I like. No, the fuck they should not. Nobody should. It shouldn't be like that at all, unless they like it. If they like it, they like it. If they don't like it, how can you say that somebody's evil just because of that? It's like somebody saying that, oh, tarot's evil. Yeah, that person's a witch because, you know, they're doing tarot. Sick them, you know, get them. They're, God don't like you. It's like, what? How, you know? Or somebody saying, oh yeah, you use those tarot cards, though, so you must be, you know, you got to be trying to manipulate and do this, do that. Like, yeah, possibly, because there's a lot of that going on, of course. However, how would you know if somebody's intentions are pure or not? Because people don't get on, there's a lot of people that don't get on tarot or do tarot readings, and their shit's just impure, and they just want to be out here causing chaos and causing problems in people's lives, and trying to, like, fuck their mind up and make them feel like, that's not everybody. It's plenty of them, but it's not everybody. So to sit here and say that, oh yeah, well, all tarot readers are witches and warlocks and you know, they're manipulative and crazy and, you know, blah, 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 blah. How would you be able to know somebody's pure ass intentions unless you are like, so you're judging them pretty much. They're not judging you, but you're judging them. That's what I'm getting, which makes a lot of sense. Does it? Does it not? I'm being sarcastic. That doesn't make any sense. That's very backwards. You would think that a person who's doing tarot and is supposed they're this, that, and the third, you would think that they'd be the ones that's judging because they're the ones that's sitting here saying that you're this and you're that. So it would be backwards, meaning you'll be an innocent bystander. So really, you're the one judging because you don't know shit, and that's fine. And it's, you know, there's nothing wrong with being ignorant to shit. It's just the fact that do you want to learn about it or not? Do you want to really, you know, simple as that. Do you want to get knowledge, or do you want to, you know, gain knowledge off of whatever this is, so at least that you know, so that you can judge better? Because just judging something based off of what somebody's cousin said about tarot, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's the same as anything, any fucking thing whatsoever. It's all based off intention. If your intentions is in fucking pure, no matter what you do or what you say, etc., 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 it's not going to get anywhere. You're going to be the one that's going to be fear of missing out and panicking and have anxiety and this, that, and the third. If you know your intentions are pure and you're not on that type of time and blah, 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 you know, you sleep really well at night. No matter who. So it's the same shit here. The same shit. So if you're being the truth teller, whatever that is, because it could be anything, it doesn't matter what it is you do. But if you're being the truth teller, you have no reason to fear anything, especially missing out on anything, no matter what it is. So I don't know what it is you're letting go of. I don't know what it is that you're fulfilling. I don't know what it is that you're releasing. But this is like good things coming in because you don't fear of anything, meaning that your intentions is pure. And I don't know if you're dealing with people who are judging you based off of who the fuck knows. I guess I don't know if these people feel like they know you, because if that's the case, they would know that you're not perfect just like them. So I'm trying to figure out what's the problem. What's the issue? And we didn't even get into the tarot yet. This shit is like straight. Just like that. I mean, it can be real draining having to, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to do anything, but it can be real draining. This could be the reason why you are blocked off. This could be the reason why you're guarded. This could be the reason why you are, you're putting up boundaries. And this is also when it comes to what you will and won't respond to. And I feel like that's a smart thing to do, obviously. I mean, I'm not saying that you wouldn't know that, you know what I mean? But what to walk away from as well. Or being excited to walk away, being excited to let go, to release, to go and figure out something, learn the truth, get info, get advice even. This could be the next journey, whatever the fuck that is, whatever that leads you to. A lot of water here. You can have a lot of water in your chart. It could be Pisces. You can be a Pisces. A Pisces, Aries customer. Pisces, Vedic, Aries, Vedic. Ha 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 ha. Interesting. Slow and steady. You can definitely be, yeah, some of you guys are really wise beyond your years. I don't know how old you are. You can be a teenager for all I fucking know. You know that things take time. Oh man, this is you closing something out. So this is that release. I feel like something is, I don't know, I want to say shut. I feel like you've been remaining patient in the situation, especially if this is like, I feel like this is fulfillment. This is like something you're finishing. Especially when things all come together. That's what I feel like. It's just coming together quite nicely. Whatever that is. It's something to do with reward. closing out something. Now, something could still be over, but I don't think it is. I think this is definitely a closing out of something, a cycle of any kind. It could be anything. Emotional releases here too. I feel like this could also just be hard fucking work you put in for a long time, because this is a Knight of Pentacles. That's a long fucking time. Some of you guys have been in a cycle for a long time. Some of you guys have been putting in some hard ass work, no matter what it is, for a long time. Knowing that whatever happens, no matter how much work I put into whatever this is, blah, 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 no matter what happens, you know that you are good. Or you know that whatever, if that's not the best thing, then the best thing is coming. No matter what that is. That's just all, that's what I keep getting. You can have fixed energy. You don't have to in your chart somewhere specific. It could be a Jupiter sign too. Jupiter, you can have Jupiter in Aquarius, Jupiter in Leo, Jupiter in Scorpio, Jupiter in Taurus. Some of you guys, this is fucking work. This is a job, a job, or career. Could be a career path. Yeah, I feel like no more cry, no more tears. I want to say no more crying, maybe no more crying, but no more tears. I feel like something is fucking like ending. I feel like the worst part is fucking over. I promise you. I don't know what this is. Like, if you literally cried not too long ago, this is, I'm not gonna say this is gonna be your last cry, but this can easily just be tears of joy. Like that, all that shit that happened, all the hurt, all the blah blah blah, whatever the fuck it is, that shit is what's closing out. You letting go and releasing. This is like an emotional release. In any betrayals, I don't know if some of you guys could have went through some heavy betrayals. This can be regarding family. This can be a commitment, some type of like, maybe you was married, doesn't have to be. Some of you guys, you could have gotten like maybe an inheritance that you didn't receive, or somebody stole it from you, or whatever the case may be. Heavy on the family betrayal, whatever that is. You could have been a victim of something. Could be identity theft, because that's also for somebody as well. This could be a victim of anything to do with work. I don't know if somebody betrayed you at work, stabbed you in the back. Because this could be, what is it called? Something, whatever. You could have got laid off or some shit like that. Or I forgot what it's called. You know maybe you know what I'm talking about, maybe you don't. Some of you guys, this could be like a business situation. Could be a family business as well. But some of you guys, this is like a business situation where, you know, you were an entrepreneur, you started up something or whatever. You could have had partnered with the wrong fucking people. I was about to say wrong crowd, or you got involved with the wrong crowd. But this is like you partnered up with the wrong fucking people. They could have took from you, they could have stole from you. They could have fucked your business up. This is not for everybody, just mind you. Definitely could be family. Yeah, Seven of Swords, I swear, it's like somebody definitely, they might have done you real dirty. I'm not even kidding. And this could have had you fucking stressed out, had you worried, you could have been fearing a lot then, but I don't feel like you're about to fear anymore. Like, it's nothing to fear. I feel like that fear shit that was happening, that was because you were in the thick of it. Somehow, some of you guys, with this release and letting go, you're no longer fearing of missing out on anything, because the best is yet to come. I just don't know what it is or why I keep saying that. If this is a job situation, it's like, I don't know what happened, but it's like, here comes something even fucking better. Ace of Pentacles, like, you've been working hard on something. Some of you guys, it's like you're releasing yourself from something to be more independent, or you're going out on your own. Whatever that even means. Especially if you've been dealing with a situation like family and they fuck you over. They tried so hard to get you caught up, to get you put in jail, to get you put in sane asylum, whatever. Just anything. Something is wrapping up. It's like you're getting something due to that. Being a victim of something. Yeah, Ace of Wands. I'm sorry, Ace of Swords with the Queen of Wands. That's you all day. That's Aries. Literally. And that's the fucking truth. I feel like you stood up to somebody as well. Some of you guys, it's something about a lawyer situation. Some of you guys could have had or you could be dealing with this right now. So you could be getting a lawyer. This could be consultation. This could be you going to court for something. This could be legal shit happening as well. People could have definitely was ganging up on you, like working together to do something to you, possibly heavy on the family for somebody. Maybe the emotional release could be like, damn, I didn't know family could do this shit to me, and that shit could have hurt heavy. Shit, well, heavy, yeah, it could have hurt a lot, like heavy. Could have been something that's heavy to hurt. Especially if money was involved, stability was involved. It's like some of you guys can be, for working so hard, whatever this work is, doesn't have to be literal work, but it could just be work on self, whatever. It's like all this hard work is going to pay off. All this hard work wasn't in vain. I can tell you that now. Because it brings in this Ace of Pentacles. Some of you guys are talented. Somebody could have tried to take that from you, whatever the fuck that even means. But some of you guys, you just been staying so dedicated to something. So committed. This could be a commitment due to your commitment. You know what I mean? You having high standards for self and for others, because some people feel like, oh, you just having high standards is okay. You want people to meet you at your level. No, you gotta hold people in high regards. So you gotta hold people in high. You gotta have high standards for other people as well. You can't let people come in and just like wipe mud all on your fucking white faux or white whatever shag rug or some shit and just be like, yeah, fuck your whole rug. Doing shit like that is, I'm not gonna say even just disrespectful. It's like, how would you feel if somebody came into how would somebody else feel if you went into their home or went into their establishment or whatever the case may be and just pissed all over their rug or pissed all over and just like, and you didn't have any water for like 7 days. I'm pretty sure that you'd be real mad because that shit, you know how strong cat piss is? It's like shit like that. I'm pretty sure somebody wouldn't feel too great about that. So why would they feel like it's okay to come in and destroy your shit? It's the same thing with high standards. You got high standards for self. You want that for all the people that's around you. Family, even though you know that's not going to always happen. Family, friends, like you want genuine connections and you want people who have high standards too, that you're cool with, that you have connections with, because if they don't have high standards, they out here beating their wives and cheating on their fucking man and all this crazy ass shit. How is that going to reflect? How is that reflecting you? For real. How is that a reflection of you? How would it? Because the outside looking in would be like, so all your friends lie, steal, cheat, and kill. So I'm guessing you do that too. Even if you don't, it's the same things get mixed up in the wrong crowd. Even if you fucking don't do those things, you got to look around you and be like, damn. So you cheat on your wife, you abuse your dogs, you do this. How are we friends? You would be the person that's sitting here like, nah, that could be that truth teller shit where people may feel like you're holier than thou. You're like, nah, I'm imperfect. You beat your wife though. That's not right. Like, come on, like we're not on the same fucking, like, are you serious? I don't beat my wife. So what are you talking about? I'm not saying I'm holier than thou. I'm saying, why the fuck would I do that? And I'm saying, why are you? You need to get that shit figured out. Get yourself checked. Simple as that. Doesn't mean you're better than. It just means you know better than to do that. Like, why would you be beating your wife like that? So if you got people around you and you're telling me that will still be your no, that's my bro right there. How the fuck is that your bro? That should not be your bro. Even if it is your real brother, you need to be like talking to them like, yo, you need to figure out what the fuck's wrong with you. You over putting your hands on women that are vulnerable or way less than you or whatever. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It's the same shit. It's just like working with people and everybody else don't give a fuck but you. It's the same shit. It's like, so we all here for the same reason, but yeah, I'm the only person that's giving a fuck and y'all are just sitting here like, whatever. Okay. It's like owning a business. You go into business with people, and you're the only person that's really trying to get the shit going, get the shit popping, putting the shit out there, advertising, whatever. And they're all just like, you know, it's like, but we put our money into this though. That doesn't mean anything to you, so you're just gonna let all the money, all the shit you invested into something, time, energy, effort, whatever, just go to the wayside because you're lazy. Why the fuck did you start a business in the first place? Why did we go into business in the first place? If you don't want to be here, just say so. I'll break you off a little bit of money and get the fuck on. It's as easy as that. Simple. Same shit. So whatever this is that you've been working hard on, whatever this is that you've been day in, day out, I'm talking about blood, sweat, tears, because that's definitely here. You didn't cry in secret in vain. You know, somebody saw your fucking tears. Somebody saw what the fuck you were going through. Even if it wasn't actual physical people and eyes on you, or vice versa, whoever this is for, somebody saw this shit. Somebody was like, yeah, Aries is due for a fucking overflow of abundance, whatever the fuck that is. It's time that Aries have some fulfillment. It's time that Aries have a good 7 years or whatever. Round of good luck. Doesn't matter. It could be anything. I rest my case. Whoever that's for. I know it started off kind of slow, but, you know. I've been here for a minute. Y'all just getting in on, like, at the ass end of it. Yeah. You're definitely open to the possibilities. You're staying optimistic. Some of you guys, you have your eyes set on something. Some of you guys is like a pursuit of knowledge. This is also power, but within self. You've been really loyal. I don't know, this could be in any aspect. You're definitely like, you're like Dexter. I mean, Dexter wasn't, he grew up, his circumstances, when he grew up, his circumstances was fucked already from the get. He seen his mom get killed in front of him as a, you know, all this other shit that panned out. He became the vigilante. He became like the person who killed, he became the person who offs the people who are actually bad out here. But to the outside world of his inside world, he looked like the bad person. But in his inside world, to the other inside world, he felt like the good person, and then they were the bad people, the ones that were actually out here with bad intentions, doing bad shit. Do you understand where I'm coming from? But the people that's outside of him in his world looked at Dexter like, you're so evil, because he did have to do a lot of shit that was like fucked up, but he didn't want to. It was people he didn't really want to off, but they got too close, or they got too close to outing him or figuring him out. He had to do things he didn't want to do, and that's the fuckery of it. That's like the game though. It's like casualties, but it's not though, because casualties is kind of like just regular pedestrians. These people he worked with for years, he's known for years. He didn't want to hurt those people, but he kind of felt like he had to. But he didn't want to actually like gun for those people. The same shit. I feel like you're like the destroyer. You're the destroyer of the people who hurt others in this world. Even though, like I said, to the outside people, you look like the villain. But you know who the real villains are though. What's good, Honcho? That's crazy. I didn't even know I said that. Yeah, vigilante of mind and emotions. Yeah. That's crazy. Unless you're just watching Dexter, which either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Same shit. People can say that you're misunderstood. You can even feel like you're misunderstood. People can say, oh no, Aries is aggressive. You know, they just want to fight and argue and all this other shit. When really, if you got the Weaver upright, you would like, who, that's not coming from a bad place. You just keeping it real. Like, I say this shit with a good bit of people when I see it, and I definitely see it and I feel it here, and you just keeping it real. So what people can really say is nothing. I mean, they can, you know, people are gonna say shit anyways, but I feel like you're sparing people. You're not sparing people right now. So if it seemed like it hurt, of course you didn't mean it. However, it had to be said. It had to be done. I mean, I know many Aries that can listen to that can take criticism and shit like that from other people and not feel like they need to fight. Not feel like they need to get into a boxing ring and throw hands. Like, I don't know many Aries is just out and like that. I mean, they're out there, of course, but they're not that knuckleheaded. I know more water signs that'd be ready to throw hands before a fire sign because of that emotional shit. Not saying that you could have not been that person once upon a time back in the day, whatever. However, you know. So let's get your last card and get you out of here. We gotta move on to the next sign. Feeling good tonight. Literally this time I actually am. Sometimes I be saying that and I'm just like you may want to watch who did I just do? You may want to watch Leo's reading. Was that Leo? No. I did Gemini, I think. You might want to watch Gemini's reading, my bad. Up to you. You can do what you want. You know the Gemini. This can be Gemini, and you're the one that's like, feel like you're holier than thou. Or you feel like a Gemini, somebody's holier than thou or something, but they're not. I mean, I'm not saying they're not, like, it's a bad thing, but they may actually have a lot of flaws, but they're not, you know, it's coming from a genuine place, maybe not. It's coming from a genuine place, because it could definitely be vice versa, or it may not even be that deep. Party in your heart. See, that's the Fool. Fucking baby, that's the Fool. Back to basics. That's so crazy. Back to basics. I'm thinking Back to Black, Amy Winehouse. Some of you guys could have a situation like that going on. Hopefully not, but where you're dealing with somebody who's married or some shit. I really fucking hope not. I just saw somebody say not too long ago, they said, well, I'm single now. No, the person I was dealing with was married, so I'm single now. You were never fucking, you were single in the beginning. What are you talking about? The person was married. You were single. I mean, unless you say they were like separated or something. Even still, it doesn't matter. If they're married and the shit's not done, finito, then yeah, you were single the whole time. Anyways, I feel like the back to the basics could be starting over. This could be like back to the beginning. Especially with this Fool energy with the little baby here. Maybe he needs to get more, you know, have more fun or something. This is like abundance here with this basket. It's all fruitful. Everything's like, you know, that's that abundance and shit too. There's grapes there, pears, apples, peaches, sunflowers. You could have a garden for real, but yep, back to the basics. Yeah, have some fun. Some of you guys definitely need to have more fun. Or maybe this is where you can celebrate and have more fun. And it said you were here. Alright, anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm about to move on to the next person, so I'll see you guys on the flip.